projection from a narcissist is a confession. Whenever they point the finger at you and they say you're cheating, you're lying, you're doing this, you're doing that, that's exactly what they're doing. See, they can't conceive of anybody else being honest, being loyal, being truthful, because that's not how they are. And everything for them is about escaping that broken inner child inside. Everything is about escaping that trauma. Not only that, it's the strangest thing, escaping it as in not healing their wounds, but chasing it at the same time in other people, in relationships and situations, and spreading their pain. The only thing that they believe in is the power of lies, because that's what they've lived through their entire life. So when a narcissist is pointing their finger at you and they're saying anything, well, they're calling you anything, they're actually confessing as to who they are and what they are. The only truths that a narcissist knows is who they truly are deep down inside. And so they try and frame that to other people, especially others who are out of their control. Like genuinely good people, honest, forthright, helpful, good, strong morals and ethics. They hate those types. And so they have to project all of their ills onto them. Now remember, the power of a narcissist is only in the amount of people that will believe their lies, which is kind of what I get into today. Because trust and believe that as a narcissist ages, they lose that power. They lose their ability. These are creatures who go through life, destroying life after life. They live in lies. And it doesn't matter if they're narcissistic or they're a narcissist. If they are a toxic person, eventually they will expose themselves. It gets to a point with a narc or a toxic person where they have destroyed so many people. They have lied to so many people that the only people that narcissist is going to have around them are enablers. And they're going to run to those enablers, people that excuse their behavior. They love loyal fools because they excuse what they've done. The beatings, the cheating, the lying, the stealing, the conning. Those are the types of people that they keep coming around because they enable their behavior. Your narcissist is your trash collector, whether it's through a smear campaign, whether it's the people that co-sign to their beliefs or will help attack other people. Your narcissist is your trash collector. They're going to gather up the worst people that you have ever met in your life. Because those toxic people are too damaged, or they just love drama, or they love seeing the destruction of others. Remember that. People understand that narc is lying. They know they're lying. They could be out there clapping their hands and co-signing and enabling that person, but they know they're lying. It's all about illusion with narcs. But eventually that's going to fall apart. That's going to fade. The narcissist at this point, and I'm saying this not because don't have any hope. I've been talking to narc abuse survivors lately. I've been trying to work and hone my coaching ability. And something that I have learned is that when you're dealing with a loyal fool, there's no saving them. They're never going to break out of that cycle. As long as they want to be in that cycle, they're going to make excuses to stay in it. I understand, because I was the same way. If you're watching this and you're still traumatized, you're still running back to that lying, manipulative, deceitful, cheating, awful piece of shit, please do understand that I'm not saying this as another excuse for you to run back. Because that's about the most weak-ass behavior anybody can display, not loving themselves and believing in a manipulative liar. But that narcissist misses the hell out of you. That narcissist understands that you were brought into their life to give them an option to better themselves. And they chose not to take it. They chose to project. They chose to project everything bad upon themselves on other people to avoid any accountability. That loyal fool that keeps running back, another person that has had their trauma, their past, their damages exasperated by that narc, well, they're making every excuse to stay with that narc. Meanwhile, friends and family are looking at that person like, you're a fool. The only people that stay around those types are enablers. That narcissist understands you were there to help them. You had the keys to the future. You had the keys to healing. You had what it would take, the support system, the love, the true heart, the understanding of what love is, to help them move forward and progress. They chose not to progress. They chose not to better themselves. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can only have control over yourself. Understand that you know what love is. You understand because you work on yourself. You figure yourself out. You do the shadow work. You take all the difficult steps in order to better who you are. That narc chooses not to. They choose to project their ills onto others, onto you. That narcissist understands their friends are falling away. Anybody that believed in them or believed their false face are falling away. The only people left around that narc are enablers and garbage-ass toxic people. It's a negative cycle that will never lead to prosperity, that will never lead to them being the best version of themselves, only lead to them being a better piece of shit. You're talking about garbage, trash-ass people. This is why they project upon you. They need to avoid accountability. They have to believe that anyone who had a solid, decent heart, strong moralities, that was there to support them, that was there to sacrifice, and it didn't matter. Remember, y'all, did it matter? Did it ever matter how much time you spent, how much money you spent, how many times you forgave them, how many times you supported them? Did it ever matter, no matter how honest and forthright you were? Did it ever matter? No, it never mattered. That narc's not trying to heal. That loyal fool's not trying to heal. Narcissistic borderline, whatever they are, they're not trying to heal. They're trying to stay locked in trauma. And they will do anything that it takes to remain stuck, to stay damaged, to become worse, to continue to lie. They will do whatever it takes, including projecting all of their nastiness, all of their sickness, their damage, their disbelief, their complete lack of awareness or knowledge as to what love is onto you. It will never matter what you've done, what you do, how many times you forgive them, how many times how many times has a loyal fool come to you and talked about how abusive the narcissist is? How many times has a loyal fool come to you and said, I'm going to try again. I'm going to go no contact. I can't talk to this person. I know how evil they are. And then what do? They run right back to that manipulative abuser and blame you or anyone else who tried to help them. Because the narcissist needs control. And the narcissist will scare them, terrorize them, bullshit them, beat them, destroy them, just completely annihilate their character to the point where they have that loyal fool living in fear and confusion. And the narc absolutely needs to isolate their victim from anyone who can help that loyal fool find their own strength. The truth is, you can't help them. You can only help yourself. You can only save yourself. Projection is just one of the most insanely mind-boggling tools that a toxic person can use, that a narcissistic or a loyal fool person, can use. And it's always a confession. It is always a deflection. A loyal fool will literally get their ass kicked every night, be tortured, be left, be cheated on, be destroyed, be conned, allow it, and run back to that narcissist, and then point the finger at the person and the friends that were the support system, and say they're the ones that are abusing them. There's nothing you can do for a loyal fool. It's like there's nothing you can do for a narcissist. Projections are admissions of guilt. When a narcissist points the finger at you and says you're doing this or you're acting like this, that's what they're doing. If a narcissist, God forbid, they actually understand what narcissism is and what a narcissist is, every single person that doesn't believe their lies and doesn't enable their toxic behavior is the narcissist. Beware of that. It's one of the problems with calling out a narcissist, because the first thing toxic people are going to do is point the finger back and go, no, they're toxic, with like a grown toddler with emotional reactivity, because they have no control over themselves, which is why they try to control other people. There is no saving them, y'all. Please, my other loyal fools out there. I was one. I understand. I get it. Making excuses for these nasty, garbage-ass, lying, deceitful, will never better themselves, pieces of human trash. I understand what that's like. There is no saving them. Save yourself. Please, for the love of God, save yourself. I'm at the point where I've just started talking to victims of narcissistic abuse, and I can tell from listening to these other loyal fools who know exactly what's going on, understand what they need to do, but keep making excuses as to why they got to run back. I understand why some of my friends had to leave my side. I understand why people had to leave my side. I get it now. I really understand. And it's hard for me to talk to those people, because it's like you're hitting your head up against the wall. You keep smacking your head up against the damn wall. Nobody wants to see it anymore. Everybody can see that narcissist for who they are once they start running their routines, projecting, torturing someone that used to be somewhat healthy and functional, and watching them destroy themselves. Everybody knows who that narcissist is. And nobody believes that loyal fool after a certain point. And you're damn right that narc is going to get to a point where they have exhausted all supplies and all they can do is run in cycles of toxicity. And all they can do is project, and everybody sees it. Everybody. The enablers, everybody. Your narcissist is your trash collector. And the same thing's going to happen to a loyal fool. So when you see these fools projecting, pointing the finger and casting dispersions and not taking any accountability and blaming good people for their own shitty behavior, understand, that's a liar talking. And there's nothing you can do for them. You got to walk away. That's the hardest lesson I ever had to learn in my life. The hardest thing I ever had to learn in my life was loving somebody more than I'd ever loved anyone in my life. Being hurt more than I'd ever been hurt in my life by that person. Understanding that they did not understand love and that they were going to continue to run in these cycles of toxicity. And it didn't matter if it was me, because it happened to the last person and the person before that. And that they will always choose enablers. They will always choose people who further traumatize them and destroy them over anyone with a real heart, who understands true love, understands what love is, because they don't know what love is. They can't conceive of it. They're locked as children, perpetually emotionally immature, making any excuse whatsoever to remain traumatized. We're not like that, brothers and sisters. Better yourself, love yourself. Whenever you hear a projection from a toxic person, that is an admission of guilt from them. That is a lie, and we do not suffer liars here. I am Lodanis Ravenwolf, Dragonstorm, Yasir, and Sage. Hail to my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and never again suffer them fools. Love yourself.